Welcome to the stream. Oh man, I'm a bit hungry, but I've got this orange. It's actually not an orange, it's a mandarin. But it'd be so inconvenient to peel it. Man, that really makes things a lot more convenient. Actually, I've got some big gouges in my fucking mandarin now. And the structural integrity of my mandarin has been compromised so that the delicious bursts will not deliciously burst in my mouth. But that's okay, only 2 sectors have been damaged. The whole thing has not been compromised. Okay. Today, I'm just going to be talking about some fucking men and women bullshit. There's like a growing culture war between men and women. And it's really stupid and annoying. Excuse me. It's like one side does something stupid out of spite towards the other, and then the other side starts doing something out of spite, and it's like our entire perception of the opposite gender, opposite sex, whatever the fuck language I have to use to express what the fuck I mean, okay? Our perception of the opposite sex is completely deranged at this point, and I don't think people really... I think everybody's like delusional. Delusional. Spite-driven sex dynamics. What's up, food shops? This is my feminism, guys. Wait. Let me fix something for you.
Men didn't before have to worry about this. They can be silly, fat, funny, intellectual, hardcore, you know, sensual, all those different things, philosophical. But with women, they always have to be feminine. And what I like most is not everybody say this is the age of women or whatever. I think this is bullshit, you know. I just like to see women who can be characters and can be themselves. And number 1, 2, and 3, they are what they are. And number 10, they happen to be women in the same way as you happen to be Spanish and I happen to be Icelandic, you know?
I don't know what that was at the end. I think the goal of feminism should be that the first thing about somebody isn't with what their sex is or their gender is or whatever the fuck. It's like number 10. I think we had some of that kind of figured out in the 90s, but it didn't solve everything just to have it figured out, and so we kept refiguring it out, and now we've unfigured it out so that we have something to fight over, because we wanted to keep theory crafting gender. MamaMax. I can talk about MamaMax a little bit. I feel bad for MamaMax. I mean, I think MamaMax is scary and a force of evil. But I can't help but feel bad for him. What can I say? That's really all I have to say about it. All this drama, like, yeah, obviously he's been a fucking moron for forever. These people are acting like these pedo hunters, well, at least some of them get results. No, none of them get results. Everybody saying that is a fucking retarded moron who's just saying that for optics, because they don't want to take the optical hit of the so devastating optical hit of saying that pedo hunters like don't get any results and just hurt people and hurt innocent people. They do sting operations where they convince innocent people to like humiliate themselves publicly in front of tons of people who would otherwise not have been doing any type of illicit actions. These people, they're and in the case there is an abuser that they, you know, get the fucking whiff of, they fucking botch it for their content, and it's completely unproductive and there's nothing that none of the things that predator hunters do is admissible as something you can incriminate somebody on. So they just go around raining terror, usually on people who are not abusing others, mainly with the mission of scaring people and with this attitude of we have to be vigilant, we have to be vigilantes. It's all bullshit. Anybody telling you that, well, but MamaMax specifically didn't get results. No, none of them get results. Some of them get arrests that then lead to no results. And the people that get arrests are the people that do like in real life confrontations where they like find somebody at their workplace. The other day, I saw somebody talking about how they were on a dating app and they matched with an 18-year-old. I don't know how old this person was, but they matched with an 18-year-old. They started messaging, and 18-year-old starts asking for photos, and they're like, oh, I guess, send a photo of their face. 18-year-old's, oh, by the way, I'm actually turning 18 in 2 weeks. I'm 17 right now. And this person immediately blocked them and was like, no, I'm not talking to you if you're not 18. Most likely, I mean, that's the type of thing a predator hunter is going to do. And they're going to find someone lonely. They're going to keep dropping the age down. They're going to find someone stupid and lonely. Keep dropping that number down. Oh, by the way, I lied. I'm not actually 17. I'm actually 15. But we just have so much charisma. Everything you say is so funny, and I'm so receptive to everything you say. We get along so well. Aren't I smart? Don't I seem intelligent? And you know, why would you want to ruin this? Because I'm 15 now. I'm actually 14. And they get these like literally very dumb, very lonely, very sad people trapped and humiliate them. And that's the majority of this fucking pedo hunting shit. So, yeah, MamaMax. But I feel bad for him. Whatever good could have come from investigating this particular like werewolf guy he was recently like looking into was completely botched when it got in the hands of MamaMax, because he is unable to take it seriously and likes to make it like theatrical and whatever. He's like an edgelord who relies on you hating pedos. If it wasn't for the pedo thing, he'd just be like the same as any fedora wearing edgelord. But because I hate pedos, don't you hate pedos too? You have to be like, oh yeah, you're right, MamaMax, you're right. MamaMax. But yeah, I do feel bad. I think MamaMax is just as much of a moron as a lot of the people that fall for these stupid sting operations. Yeah, MamaMax is a predator. And like his argument would be that he's a predator that hunts predators. But I don't think that the majority of people that he hits are predators. And even if they were, he doesn't do it right where he can get any good to come of it. He completely botches it. So the appropriate thing to do wouldn't be to make a fucking YouTube channel. It would be to work with police officials and not make not make any public videos. It would be like the more shit you do publicly, the more you are ruining any case that you could possibly have. Anyway. Today, I'm going to be talking about the war between men and women in Smeth. That's Smeth to you, buddy. But later at 6 p.m., I'm going to be talking to Ali. But until then, I'm going to just be talking about some things in my mind. In particular, you know what pisses me off? You know what grinds my gears lately? It grinds my gears that men are mad about women wearing like tight gym wear. Now, they're so cucked that they're mad about women wearing tight gym wear. Okay, so this is the chain of events. Okay. Women start making these stupid TikToks where they entrap men by wearing, gym wear that looks like something an Olympian would wear to the Olympics. Okay. And then they set up a camera and a man looks at them and they catch them and they're like, oh, see, this fucking scumbag looked at me at the fucking gym when I wore this. It's all these men are the same. And now men are acting like, look, they're posting videos like this. Okay. Let's get to it. Is this appropriate gym attire? Are you fucking kidding me? What kind of a fucking cuck are you? You don't want to see women wearing this at the gym? You can't handle yourself? Are you really that you're actually agreeing with them that men are all just uncontrollable rapists that can't control their impulses? There's nothing wrong with looking at a woman who dresses like this. If a woman is dressing like that, she wants to be looked at. It doesn't mean you can make comments. It doesn't mean you can touch her, or she was asking for it. But looking at people is not a crime. And if you are, dressed in barely any clothing, it's fine to look at somebody. That, like, it's not... The men are reacting in the most cucked fucking way possible by saying, no, I shield my eyes. I'm a baby boy. I can't see that. Like, you would do this in front of children? It's the fucking gym. We're talking about the gym. And we're talking about clothing that is literally the same as clothing that female Olympic athletes wear, and you'll let your kids watch that. So you're lying. Or you're retarded. It's not that. It's just that you want to pretend that you're a baby to get back at these women. But you're not a baby. You can handle seeing a woman dressed like this.
Satisfaction.
I fucking hate that Twitter videos automatically put the sound on when you press play. This is fucking... Oh, she's hot and she's wearing yoga pants. I'm triggered. First of all, she made the video to trigger you. Okay, so you're like doing exactly what she wanted. If you're trying to be, if you're trying to retaliate, you're failing. But how about this? You can't handle it. Fucking Twitter. See, I'm not seeing anybody saying that it's fine to dress like that. Like, everybody's just becoming anti seeing women. Like, what are we gonna do? Start, like, putting women in burqas? The problem was women baiting men and then shaming men for looking at them when they dressed sexy. That's retarded. The solution should be for them to stop fucking doing that. Like, doing sting operations to catch men being horny and then humiliating them? No, it's stupid. It's awful. Don't do that. The problem isn't women being hot. The problem is women doing sting operations to make content and catching men being horny and then shaming them. So the cucked male response is to act like there's something wrong with them being horny. They're agreeing, no, you're right, miss. You're right, ma'am. I know I shouldn't be horny. I'm so sorry. It's your fault because you're so hot. It's your fault because you're hot. You need to hide your body from me because I'm so horny and I can't handle myself. So you just... It's not Tetris music. It's music from a prototype, or like one of the earliest games for the SNES, called Star Ocean. I think it was a Super Nintendo prototype, and the music is really good for it, and so is the graphics, because I think they were really pushing the most out of the system. Okay, let's talk about some tweets that triggered me. Yeah, more fucking tweets. Twitter is good for starting conversations, in my opinion. So, Lav. Lav is a woman that I think you should respect. She is very intelligent, thoughtful, and she's a free thinker. And she also pisses me the fuck off. but you should respect her. And I'm glad and I'm honored to be pissed off by her. And I wish that more women were as free thinkers and thoughtful as her, and brave to share their opinions. So let's get to that. Okay. Since a lot of my followers are men, and very online men, I thought I'd do you all a favor. Sex advice for men. A substantial amount of sex, if you're a man, is making sure you're not crushing her. Okay, I agree with this. This is fine. This is good. Some of this is good. Okay. Second one's good. I like it. Don't thrust in and out. Don't go too fast. She's talking about some motions. Whatever. Maybe that's not for everybody. That's fine. I have no problem. Talk, communicate. Good. I agree. Talking, communicating, good. Make sure you don't smell like shit. Fuck you, man. Fine. That's not really a gendered thing. Not at all. This is all good. All of this is good. This is not the one that triggered me. All of this is good. Lav is very... I don't know, but this is good advice. This is good. This one's not. How to get laid as a man. Smell good. Invest in expensive cologne. Nice shoes and a nice watch. So, spend money on dumb shit. Don't wear shirts with graphics on them. I guess she doesn't like that. Get pants that fit well. Whatever that means. I guess she likes that. And shirts that fit well at the chest and shoulders, but loose on the tummy. A lot of male shirts are like this, namely True Classic. All of this is like, what is the difference? Yeah, what anybody who speaks for their entire gender is a certified idiot. I don't think she's speaking for her entire gender, but she's speaking to an entire gender. Heal your relationship with your mother. Okay, if your mother was abusing you, I don't think that would be a good idea at all. Watch YouTube videos on charisma. Fuck, what the fuck? I'm so triggered. Watch YouTube videos on charisma. So, basically, be someone else. Be ballsy, say ballsy things. She's saying be someone else. Be Andrew Tate. Be a rich guy who spends money on dumb shit and is kind of arrogant, and be a rich, arrogant asshole. Make money, plan to make more, and treat women like equals. In fact, if you really want to get laid, treat her like you can't believe she is talking to you. So treat her like you're lesser than her. I don't think that works with actually, I think if we want to go red pill here, I think that's probably the opposite of what works with most women. At least the women that the red pill shit will work on. Because all of this is just red pill bullshit. I thought I'd have something more to say about it, but I don't. How to get a boyfriend. Seek men with good relationships with both parents. Be educated or at least intelligent, well-read. I just hate all this shit, okay? Look. I can tell you how to be like me. I can tell you how to be like me and get women. I can tell you how to be like Andrew Tate and get women. But you being someone else is like, it's basically, it's like I'm if you give advice to like that, you're asking someone to like develop a mental illness where they split. They split. They become a different person, a different personality. They're ashamed of who they are, and that they should be ashamed of who they are, and they should give up on who they are and become someone else so that women will like you or men will like you. And I hate that. You should not change yourself to attract some dream partner that doesn't like you for who you are. This is my response I'm looking at here. Don't change yourself to attract some dream partner who doesn't already like you for who you are. Instead, invest your time into bettering yourself by your own standards and finding partners who actually are attracted to who you are. All this guru advice is self-harm. This guy gives a good response. He says, by your own standards. Obviously, I mean, you should still recognize your failures and better yourself. This is Allie, who we're going to be talking to in a bit. Let's follow this trail here, okay? Oh, shit. Her account got suspended. Fuck, her account got suspended. What the fuck? Fuck, okay. Let me see if I can remember. Okay. I said that you should absolutely not change yourself. I'm an artist. I'm never gonna be rich. It's unlikely that I'm gonna be rich. Doesn't mean I don't have ambition. Doesn't mean I want to provide. Those are the things she's defining as what are necessary for women to like you. Allie says he's gonna be late. 15 minutes late. But basically, I think the majority of the shit that Lav is saying revolves around money. And she won't admit it, but I think in the end of the day it does. Because if it didn't revolve around money, most of her description would match me, except it doesn't because I don't have money. And success and intelligence and motivation and skill, all of that she defines by how much money you make from them. But if you're an artist, it means that you care about something more than money. But I guess that is evidence that you have bad genetics. I think by her eugenics policy, it would weed out anybody with any artisticness or any creativity from the gene pool whatsoever. Accept your status as someone who gold diggers shouldn't want. Embrace your emotions, develop a passion, and find joy in life outside of appealing to the demands of the worst woman on the planet. She said to me that I am accepting my social caste as and develop a psyopt aversion to women that I can't get. Because she's talking about Stacy's. It's not women that I can't get. I'm talking about gold diggers that only care about money. You can't be Jeff Bezos and have a vision, because to make that much money, you have to compromise at every corner. You can't be Jeff Bezos and have a meaning to your life that isn't money, Maybe you can check out. Maybe you get lucky and you get rich by the time you're 40, if you're really lucky. And you can check out, and then you can start over. And you can start over as if you were in your 20s and learn to have a passion, learn to love something. I know multiple people like that, and it's really hard for them. They end up hopping from thing to thing because they can't figure it out. They can't find that passion. They're just chasing this short-term enjoyment. They have money. They'll do things like, I'm gonna do a new hobby. I'm gonna start riding on jet skis while flying a drone while wearing a VR headset, so I can watch myself from above while I'm riding a jet ski and flying a drone. And that gets old after you do it 20 times. All these short term things, they all get old. But that wasn't a passion. It was just a fix. A passion is something that you can suffer for. And to have that, you can't buy it. Money doesn't buy that. So if you want to if you want to live the life where you end up getting that, you can't do it by buying it. You can't miraculously. The money makes you safe. Money makes you safe. Money makes it so that you can afford things. You can retire. You can have security. But money doesn't buy passion or vision. It compromises it. What's up, Brittany? It's all the bubbles. All right, I'm putting it together. I'm thinking about turning this into a series. I'm putting it together. The other month, I did a stream about how men think that if they can't make a woman come better than she can make herself come, that they're a failure. And how insane that is. Today, I'm talking about how the men's response to women shaming them for being horny at the gym is to tell women they can't wear tight clothing. Be like, no, hide it from me. Because men are becoming babies. I want to put it all together so it's really clear all the ways that men are being babies as a reaction to women retaliating, women being like, fuck you, men. I'm going to shame you for being horny because I'm sick of it. Allie's going to be a little bit late. Okay. So that means we have half an hour to kill. I don't want to just repeat myself. So what are we going to do? Do you know how much time that I spend looking into music? I started trying to find music tracks when I started streaming today. Before I started streaming today, about 2. And I plan on starting streaming about 5. React video? What do you want me to react to? What? I don't think there's anything new about them. MamaMax has been doing the same thing for forever. It's all video game music, yeah. MamaMax has been doing the same thing forever. I'm shocked that people seem to care now. Is it really a representation of some kind of shift? Or it's just convenient now? I don't know. Tree of Logic versus Andrew Crucible. Okay, I have something else to talk about. Actually, I was gonna skip it, but there's also, so with the men that are becoming babies, what they're responding to. Who's MamaMax? Good. You're better off not knowing. He's a currently disgraced pedo hunter who is now falling from glory. It's a dumpster fire. Okay, so there are all these fake videos that are like provoking men into being more stupid and more baby-like. I have a couple examples of these. Okay.
As a man, there's certain things that's mandatory that you should pay for in a relationship with a woman, okay? For example, her rent. That's number one. No woman should be paying her own rent if she's in a relationship with a man, all right? Her car payment,
and if this isn't
her
fake,
light bill, her groceries, absolutely, she should never pay for groceries. Her gas, her insurance, because, I mean, if you're paying her car payment, you might as well pay the insurance as well. Don't you care about her safety? Yeah.
Have you ever met a woman like this? I have not, and like I don't go into circles where women like this even exist, and like she's not gonna be happy.
Pay the insurance. Shopping.
She's not gonna find what she wants.
Your woman should never have to spend her own money to shop. I mean, what is the point of her having sex?
She's just talking about being a sex worker, except lying about it. She wants to be a sex worker, but she wants to pretend that she isn't. She wants everybody to pretend that she isn't a sex worker while she is a sex worker. This
with you for
is
her good
so
health,
over the top that I think it's fake.
Take her shopping. Diamonds, okay? Diamonds are a girl's best friend. So if you're in a relationship with a woman, it is mandatory that by the 6 months...
You think that her relations are all like this? Or she's just making these insane demands because it's provocative on camera?
Mark, you buy her...
It makes these stupid baby men shriek.
Some diamonds, okay? And if your girl wants surgery, pay for it. Why not? Guess who's gonna enjoy it?
It makes me shriek.
So yes, get her a new pair of jugs because you can play with them, all right? It's not for her benefit. It's for your benefit. Pay for her titties.
Yeah. This one is proven to be fake. This one's proven to be fake, okay? Really fucking wild. This one triggers me because it's just such horrible parenting. And it triggers me because my mom threatened to call the cops on me multiple times and shit. And that's just bad parenting, in my opinion. It's not good. But this is horrible.
Got the whole club looking at her. Jessica! Did you sleep with your goddamn teacher? What?
I'll tell you that story.
With your teacher? Mr. Wilson? Mr. Wilson. No, I didn't! Yes, you did! No, I didn't, Mom! Jessica! You're a little slut. Oh, no, I'm telling you! I was failing chemistry! You're out of the house. What? You're out of the house! Cackle, you're out! You're sick! You're out!
Why the fuck would you learn that your daughter gets sexually abused and you shriek at her and kick her out of the house and slap her in the face? What the fuck? But the thing that triggers me, and this is fake. Someone pointed that out to me that it's fake. The video isn't actually real. The video has been reposted multiple times since it originated, giving it an authentic mid-2000s vibe with the quality of the reposts. It's fake. It's a sketch. But yeah, I was threatened to be kicked out of my house plenty of times. I actually was. One summer, I was told that I had to get a job, and every day when my parents went out to work, I was kicked out of the house. Threatening to call the cops on me, threatening to kick me out were common occurrences. I was suspended many times in elementary school. I'm thinking about making a video about all those. There's only... I wasn't suspended at all in middle school at all. And I only got a detention once in high school. But in elementary school, I was suspended like 5 times for like pretty decent amounts of time. This culture war's gotta stop. This video is fucking all over the place. This stream is all over the place, but this culture war between men and women is fucking retarded. I'm ready to talk to Ali. He says that he is progressive and a feminist, but everything he says sounds to me really red pilly. But I want to let him speak for himself. Someone in my chat says, there's a 90% chance Smeth was suspended for being a potential school shooter IMO. How do you get suspended for being a potential school shooter? What was I suspended for? Well, I'm thinking about making a video about it. I've talked about it before. Were you ever suspended, Ricky? You were never suspended? Well, what a fucking loser. Oh. Oh, fuck, dude. Fuck you. Okay. There's a war between men and women, and social media is the battleground, and it's retarded. And you guys are just little piranha. Maybe I brought a samurai sword to school. No. In elementary school? You did dumb stuff. Wearing a fedora. The first time I got suspended was, well, first of all, I want to make a video about this. Would you rather me tell you now, or would you rather see a produced quality video? You just want your cheap little thrills? You want your cheap little jerk off? Tell us now, Ricky says. You demand it. Well, I'm not seeing anything in it for me. Well, your cheap thrills will come at an expensive cost. In kindergarten, I got in trouble a lot because I was very touchy. I was huggy, touchy, kissy, huggy. I would hug kids, apparently. I don't remember that. I remember kindergarten, but I don't remember that. But I do remember asking someone to udgy me. And an udgy is an invention my mom came up with. It's when you take your cheek and you put it against someone else's cheek and you go, udgy, 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 udgy. You rub your cheeks together. And I asked to udgy people. And I remember I was told that my kindergarten teacher called our home and she said, even the boys. I was an only child. I didn't really understand. And then it turned into rage. Ah, so you were a weird kid. You think I'm not a... What makes you... In what fucking universe is Smeth not a weird kid? I think you're a weird kid, Ricky. But maybe you're not. Maybe you should have been a weird kid. Yeah, we're all weird kids. So in first grade, I got suspended because a girl came in, a girl that I had a crush on in first grade, wearing a skirt, and I'd not seen a girl come in wearing a skirt ever, and I had a crush on her. And I remembered in the Disney movies, the prince would spin the princess and her skirt would fly up. So I grabbed her skirt and I went, and then I said, I like you. And I remember I saw her underwear and I was like, I did not expect to see that. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was really excited that she was wearing a skirt and I liked her. So I threw it up. And the first thing that she said to me was, my mom's a social worker. And then the rest of the day went normal and went home. And then I went back to school the next day, and then I got called into the office. And that delay probably made it worse. And yeah, I got suspended. I remember getting taken home by my parents, and then I ran in my parents' room and covered my head. And I was like, just kill me. I just want to die. Just fucking kill me. Probably didn't say fuck, but I was humiliated and didn't understand and so ashamed, and I wanted to die. Suspension seems extreme. Yeah. And then that started a cycle because I was put on a list, and then I would get in a lot of trouble more often ever since then, which then is the beginning. So then in I always forget one. All right. Well, Ollie said he's going to be here between 6:10 and 6:15, so we're almost there. Hat incidents? I didn't wear a hat. I didn't start wearing a hat until like a few years ago. I started wearing a hat because the place where I was working, there was a trans man who had just started testosterone, or was not taking testosterone. If you know anything about me, that's exactly my type. So, I was very impressed with this person, because I was stupid and had a crush on them. And they would always wear a backward baseball hat, and it kept their hair out of the fucking... It was a kitchen at a cafe and music venue. And kept their hair out of stuff, and they didn't have to cut their hair as much. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea, and I started wearing hats. And I started wearing them more and more. I always just wanted to be a tomboy. I wanted to be a non-passing... Well, you know, tomboy is out of vogue. So what I thought I wanted to be was a non-passing trans guy. That's what I thought I wanted to be, explicitly, for a long time. The rage on display when Grace Thorpe grabbed my hat. If you repeatedly cross my boundaries, I'm gonna get angry. And if you push me and grab me and steal things from me repeatedly, it's gonna make me very angry. And I'm not above rage. I definitely experienced a very small amount of rage in that moment. And I kept myself under control. Like what you're describing as unblemished rage. You don't know what rage looks like. It's quite unusual for a male to feel his boundaries being pushed by a woman. So there's a pattern there. I disagree with you in almost every possible way. I don't think it's unusual for a male to feel that his boundaries are being pushed by a woman. I do think it's unusual for a male to... No, I don't think there's anything unusual about it at all. So being angry at a woman is like being angry at a kid. And stop, you're the one defining this as rage. To the extent that there was rage, it was rage that I had to swallow and suffocate and control myself. If you shove your finger in my eye, I'm going to push you away, regardless of if you're a man or a woman. If you steal my hat and then push me, you're wrong, Jim. You're wrong. I think that men, like, this is a good example. You're right. You're right that men don't ever feel like their boundaries are being pushed by women and don't have emotions when women push their boundaries. Do you think that I should be ashamed of my emotions? You think that there's something wrong with me? Her energy was, okay, there's a good one. Her energy was flirty, and yours was immediate rage. Ricky says, threatening to punch her was way out of line. Good. Well, good. I didn't threaten to punch her. Let me scroll back up. Her energy was flirty and yours was immediate rage. Okay, so if a woman is being flirty, she's masquerading as flirty. You tell her, this is the hat on my YouTube banner. Please don't throw it in the fucking river. I get it. I managed to get it back. And she keeps trying to steal it from me and then pushes me. She's dead set on stealing it. People are paying her money to steal it. It's a hat that I care about. I have sentimental value for. Okay? That's not flirty. That is flirty with her chat, yeah. It's not flirty with me. And you're saying that if she's not acting enraged at me, then it's completely out of the question that I would have any emotion like rage or anger. No. Yeah, Grace flirts to humiliate you. It's all about power with her. I can't believe so many of you in my chat are... You're wrong, Ricky. I can't believe you guys. Really, Yeah, right, exactly. Jim, you said you wouldn't be like, give me my hat. You would be more like, sigh, give me my hat. People were paying her fucking money to throw it in the river. You, Jim, would have your hat thrown in the river, and I didn't. I threw it in the river myself so she couldn't, because I'm pretty confident that it was going to happen. There's nothing I could do about it, aside from having to physically prevent it from happening. And I didn't want that to happen. So I threw it in the river to prevent that from happening. Where the fuck is Allie? A redemptive rebirth moment. You're on something. That fucking Ian T30. Ride says the only option you had was to just walk up to her and physically take it from her, but then she would be making claims you assaulted her. Right. That's why I had to throw it in the river. And then here's Jim again. What am I going to be like? No, my hat. It's a fucking hat. I cared about it. I guess you don't care about my hat, but I did. You're just invalidating of my feelings because a woman is involved or something. A manipulative, like abusive woman who is begging her chat to pay her money so that she can do something fucked up and steal my shit and throw it in the river. And there's nothing I can do about it because, you know, that would be bad because, you know, you just got to be, geez, guys. No, if people are abusing you, you have to assert yourself. You have to have boundaries. You can't let people walk all over you. Finished one glass. I guess you care more about your hat than your stoic frame. I don't give a shit about my stoic frame. Like I was talking about earlier, I don't live my life to be some fucking meat stick for some dream woman who doesn't actually love me for who I am. I'm not going to like suffocate myself, hide my emotions, kill half of myself, kill my passion, become like a work slave. I'm not doing any of those things. And you don't have to find someone to love you either. You can have emotions. You can stand up for yourself. You can, like, I strongly disagree with your worldview where we're meant to have this stoic frame. You say, you're a road rage type of guy. No. Instead, you opt to rage over a hat. Wise choice. I threw my hat in the river. You seem to be stuck on a certain narrative about me, but I don't think we're really communicating right now. So I think you should make yourself a little fucking voodoo doll of me, and then you can scream at it all you want, and you can tell it how naughty it is. But the person you're talking to isn't actually me. It was fake. You made it up. It wasn't real. My emotions make other people uncomfortable, and that's why I have to hide them. Yeah. Jim would be the kind of person that's like, oh my God, just give me my wallet back. Is talking to voodoo dolls something I do regularly? You want to come on stream, Jim? What if a gym girl? What if a gym girl in yoga pants took your hat? Would that make you cuck if you react? Would that make you cuck if you reacted? It would change literally nothing. Ali is late for his being late. Jim is saying that if she was hot enough, I'd let her take 13 hats. No. This is not a pussy power household. No pussy power here. You're saying I'm not consistent with my boundaries. You're like, what makes you say that? Like that. First of all, I don't have to be consistent with my boundaries, but I am consistent with this boundary, and it doesn't matter what they're wearing. Jim is saying if she was hot enough, he'd let her take 13 hats. No. OPC Don gave me $5. He says, I think Grace has owned the mistakes she made in that stream. Would you be willing to do the same? Thank you very much for the $5. Would I be willing to own my mistakes that I made in that stream? I don't think that I made any mistakes worth talking about. Except for being angry and asserting my boundaries. I'm really angry at Allie for being late. I mean, I'm never angry, guys. I'm a guy. I'm a man. Men don't get angry. Getting physical with her over a hat. So, okay, so if you take my hat, you run away. I keep telling you, give me my hat back. Don't throw it in the river. Eventually, I managed to get it back. You take it again. I'm going to grab my hat back from you. I'm going to get my hat back physically from you. If you steal something from me, I'm going to physically remove the stolen object from your possession and return it to my possession. Men don't understand anger and when to use it. That makes no fucking sense. So who understands anger and when to use it? If you don't think men, because are you saying that women understand anger and when to use it? Aren't men the ones who are supposed to know, quote unquote, when to use it? And also, anger is not something you use. Anger is something you have, and it's a response you have. You can have a healthy relationship to anger. For example, when people are crossing your boundaries, anger is what comes up to help you assert your boundaries. It's an important emotion. It protects you. Anger is like a car honking its horn. If someone cuts you off, you don't do road rage, you honk. If you define honking as road rage, then yes, I do commit road rage. I honk. I honk if people cut me off or are driving recklessly or endangering me. I honk. And that is what anger is. Ricky keeps repeating that I threatened to punch Grace. I did not. But if I said, I could have said, chat, give me fucking $10 to punch her in the face. I might have made a joke like that. But obviously I would not punch her in the face. That's retarded. You're just saying that in bad faith. It's not a threat. In what universe is not a threat? This one. Heightened anger response indicates immaturity. So just having anger, I think you indicate immaturity. Would I apologize for saying I could hurt her? No. But thank you for the $2. All right, here's Ali.
Hello. Sorry about that.
Yo, what's up?
How you doing, bud?
Doing good. Talking to my fucking chat.
Hell yeah. Sorry, chat. How's your day been, man? Doing all right, hopefully?
I've been angry.
I'm sorry about that. Why are you angry?
How do you feel about anger?
I mean, it's a thing that happens. I don't really feel about it.
Is it healthy?
If you don't dwell on it too much, if you don't live in anger all the time, sure, it's definitely a healthy emotion to express and feel. Yeah.
Yeah, because it helps you assert your boundaries. So like someone cuts you off, you honk your horn. That's anger, basically, right? It's like someone steals something at you, you grab it back. You know?
Yeah. It can reinforce. Maybe it could feel also like confidence in a way. Like you're angry, you're not thinking about the fact that something might happen. You're thinking in terms of defense. Maybe it's the way I could possibly see it.
Yeah,
especially with the example you give.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's got you angry? Or are you just angry?
My chat.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, so we were gonna talk. Okay, so and we every time we've talked on these fucking panels, we've talked twice now. We are fucking. We're ready to go. We're ready to have a fight. Okay, so this is what we wanted. It's ready. It's happening. Right? There's this tension. Yeah. Let's do it. Okay.
Well, I think you have a tension with me, man. I don't think I have much tension with you. You're always kind of coming at me, trying to paint me in a specific light, and so I don't really. There's nothing from my end. I kind of just go on panels, and you get mad at me.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, is that not the case?
That's true. That is the case.
Yeah. So what is it? What's the problem?
Just your fucking takes on women, okay?
What are my takes on women?
One that I was talking about, one that I was talking about earlier is women going to the gym wearing like spandex shorts and like a spandex like sports bra type thing.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, I agree with you. Okay, I think so. There's this male response. Like now, like I'm seeing all these fucking posts that they're like, "This is unacceptable." It's because men are sick of getting baited into looking at women for these videos, but it's not because the clothing is the problem. Like you see that on the Olympics. It's just athletic gear. It's not the clothing. It's
no guy has a problem seeing ass in the gym. If anything, I love it. It makes
yes, you should love better. Yes,
I do. But the issue becomes that the women that are wearing the types of spandex that you're seeing in the videos that are being posted are almost specifically just for the attention of men, and so they could potentially catch them on camera and out them, which is the problem guys are having. I get guys are trying to be more trad nowadays. I understand that guys are trying to be more trad nowadays. It's that I don't think they're the ones that like are making these complaints. I think a lot of guys are worried that when they go to the gym, they're going to be walking by someone or they're going to be doing a set and some girl with a fat ass is going to be in front of them. And then they're going to look at that fat ass as men do, as we does. And then they're going to get in trouble.
There's nothing wrong with that. On the internet. There's nothing wrong with looking.
Well, I mean, if you get caught on camera looking, now you're a creep and you can't show your face in that gym again.
I don't think it should make you a creep.
It does, though. That's the problem. It shouldn't, but it does.
Right, it does, yes.
Yeah, so like me personally, I have no problem looking. I have no problem getting caught looking and saying, hey, it looks good. What do you want me to do? I have no issue there. But the issue is that a lot of people don't want that kind of attention on them. They don't want to be outed on the internet as like seen as a creep or a misogynist because it's not a good look for guys.
There's two different things. There's looking and then there's looking. Like looking where you're like you could
where you're drooling.
No. I mean, like you're staring at someone. You can have a crush on someone in like a bar across the room, and you look at them, but you look at them because you want them to catch your eye, and you're like you want to have that. I see you, you see me. You know, like that's like a flirtatious thing. That's a different thing from like being like, oh, you didn't realize that they saw you and like, oh, sorry, that's it. Like, it's mildly embarrassing. That's different. Like it's just, I happen to be looking because I like looking at you. It's not the same thing.
I don't think there's a problem with either, but once again, it's perception is the problem, right? How that person's perceived to the rest of the world.
I think that people are saying that the just, I happen to be looking at you they're like putting that in the same category as giving the look. Like it's actually you're trying to communicate, but it's not.
I don't think it's the same, and I do think in terms of the outfits, they're super baity, and I mean, I have no problem taking the bait, but like to argue that they're not baity, that the girls aren't doing it with like the specific intention of being looked at, because like when you're at the gym, guys too. When you're at the gym and the guys are wearing it's the big muscle dudes and they're wearing those little spaghetti strap tank tops and like big. It's like my guy. That's not like a comfortable look. You're trying to get stared at, my dude. You want the girls in there to be like, oh my god, your muscles, but they're just not. Usually it's the guys that are gonna come up to you and compliment your muscles because guys are the starers. We're the ones who like the observance.
Well, also women are just afraid of men at the gym, I think.
That part too. Well, then why are they wearing such scandalous outfits? If you're afraid, you wouldn't want the attention.
It's an insane dynamic going on at the gym.
Yeah.
It should be a place of flirting, but it's become the opposite. The best place to flirt with women is like a chess club now. Like, right? It has
online.
Yeah. Okay. So where do we disagree though? Okay. We were you were saying that women can't join the military. Not that they can't join the military. I'm trying to get to what was the thing that we were disagreeing on. I was looking at those.
I said they shouldn't be part of the draft specifically.
No, what were we disagreeing on in that tweet?
On Twitter?
Yeah, I was looking at it.
Lev had made the post that said, "Hey, man, if you want to get laid, this is what you should do," and it was like some prescriptions about how you should dress. No graphic tees, maybe find some good fitting clothes. And I thought the prescriptions were good. She said, "Smell good, dress well, make some money." She said, "Have a good relationship with your mother if you can, and treat women as equals." And then to which I was like, then your reply was like, "Hey, how about we just don't chase gold digging women?" I was like, nothing she said was gold digging.
Okay, no, no, I don't agree. The first one was like spend money on expensive cologne and like have a nice watch and shoes.
She said smell good and look good.
And have money and plan on making more money. And
you should.
She talks about like you need to be ambitious and want to provide. But the way that she defines all these character traits are only by how much money they make you. If you're an artist and you're ambitious, it doesn't matter how much you want to provide, it's not what she actually wants. So I do think what she's advocating is gold digging. But I was looking at that tweet a second ago, and I got suspended while I was looking at it. So I still have it.
That's probably due more to like the sexual stuff that she used to be posting than it is, because like I think the new Twitter TOS is that they're like they don't want to deal with nudity or sexuality on there anymore.
It's her new account.
I don't know. I don't really follow her that much to know whether or not she got suspended or why.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, you can pull it up. Yeah. So I think the average person should look at that and the cologne, you can get some really good smelling cologne for like cheap at TJ Maxx and Marshalls and like Burlington Coat Factory. You just go to like this little cologne section. They're like $15 to $30. Shoes, you go to an outlet, man. Shoes are like $25, $30. Like nothing I own is expensive.
So you have to. Okay, I disagree that you should. Okay, I will agree that you can be this man that she is describing. And you might be able to attract a specific type of woman.
An average woman, yeah.
I don't think it's even an average woman.
Girl. Average girl.
I think it's no. I don't think that's even true.
Okay.
I think that it's a specific type of woman, and I think that all of those points were red pill talking points. Mm-hmm. And I think that the red pill philosophy about attitude about women will work for a specific type of woman, and like it may be a lot of women even, but it's not all women. And also I just don't think that you should become someone else to attract women. You should just be good at being yourself and attract women. So that's why I responded so negatively, because I find that type of advice is like, it's like telling people that they suck and that their problem is that they need to become this other person that makes more. You have a passion and you like making art. No, you forget that you need to make money. You need to wear these types of shoes. You need to wear this type of like perfume, and it's just like you just need to figure your own shit out. Maybe you have some mental health problems that you're working on. That's probably part of it, but also figure your own shit out, be the best you can be, and then you can attract somebody.
Okay. Do you think you're more of a niche personality or a general personality?
Niche.
You're a more niche personality. So, I would say that you're probably going to be like, for you, that makes sense. You're going to want the person who likes your niche personality because you're an artist, right? That's your whole thing. Is that you want to be an artist, or you're trying to be an artist?
But I think everybody actually is a niche personality.
See, I think there are general people and average. There's just like the averages of the world, and then there's people with hobbies. But not everyone is niche. I think there are just like normal everyday people who just like have jobs and just like live life and kind of are just doing their thing, and then that is who she was talking to. So it's like on average, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure you're going to be hard pressed to say like, to find a girl who says, I don't like a guy who's dressed like well. And that can be in accordance to her. That can be in accordance to your own style. Dressing well doesn't have to be a button up and jeans, right?
Let's not put her in the equation anymore, because I think it's confusing.
No, I'm not even talking about her.
Sure. Yeah. But like, let's not like, because I want to argue with you about what she might have been talking about, but I don't think that's the point. Right. So yeah, this is now kind of going in a different direction, but I don't agree that, I think that people that are the general, whatever, a lot of them just kind of aren't in touch with themselves very much. Like, so, and I think a lot of people aren't in touch with themselves, and that makes you like a lot of other people. No. I mean, it makes you similar to a lot of other people.
And so, like, in that regard, it's like there's just this fish of like there's this pool of people, right? And that these people all kind of like, they're not niche, they're not artsy, they're not bad, they're not good, they're just them, right? And they don't even have themselves figured out, much less trying to figure out another person, right? So in a world where it's like if you already have your niche, you're probably already going to like exude the personality traits that come with that thing. So if you're an artist, you're probably going to dress a little differently. You're probably not going to have this corporatized style job, or at least you're not going to exude that you have this job. You kind of dress for what you want to attract type of thing.
I think the corporatized guy is kind of just first of all, I need someone just paid me $5. They said, if you don't own your mistakes, you'll be doomed to repeat them. Do you think you'll be able to successfully grow as a person without doing that? No, I don't think I'll be able to successfully grow as a person without owning my mistakes. So that's why I do it repeatedly. Thank you very much for the $5. But I won't own the mistakes that you want me to own that aren't true.
I mean, that's fair.
This person's trying to bait me into some fucking drama. Anyway, that list that we were talking about. Mm-hmm. Do you disagree that that's like the same thing as what red pillars say?
Yeah. The have a good relationship with your mom really was a big one for me.
I hated that one too.
Treat women as equals, right? I like that.
No, that was the fucking cannon fodder, because she said that. She said, I'll bring it up. Hold on.
Yeah, bring it up, man.
Yeah.
But also, I think the red pill works for the average. I don't think you have to be red pilled to the fullest, because I think that's super cringe. But I think there are just some things that are objectively true.
Sure. Okay, that's the thing about the red pill. I think that a red pill is a good description of reality.
Yeah.
I don't think that it is a good prescription for everybody at all. I think it's unhealthy to like that corporate guy. I think that corporate guy is miserable, and like they want you to be this person that gives up their emotions, becomes very stoic. You hide yourself off. You give up your passions so you can focus on making the money. You just become an automaton that basically exists to like be like you're like a military, like you're protective, you're strong, you give money, you do all this other shit, and it's like you lose anything about yourself worth living for aside from money and bitches. And
I completely agree.
So like, yeah, I think that'll work if you give everything about yourself up, but I don't think you should anyway.
Well, the prescription was to get laid, right? The prescription wasn't to like find love and happiness. It was, hey, if you want to get laid, this is what you can do, and these are like the easiest steps to do it. And then it's like nothing she said in that, like in regards to getting laid, works.
So she said treat women like equals. That's just a cannon fodder, because then that's not what she meant. She said that, in fact, if you really want to get laid, treat her like you can't believe she's talking to you. Women are egoic creatures.
Like above you.
Women are egoic creatures.
Yeah.
And they find this very charming. A lot of seduction is treating the person you're seducing like you can't help but be seduced by them. So she says treat them like equals, and then she's like, but actually treat them like you're lesser than them. And you can't control yourself but to be under her power.
Well, I think it's to give her the idea, right? It's to make them feel good, right? So it's a charm, man. You're playing a character, right? When you're going out specifically to get laid, I think most people like completely disregard the fact that like the underlying emotion everyone's seeking for is affection, attention, love, joy. Like you really want to be like affectionate with somebody. So like the idea that you're just going out to get laid, now you kind of have to remove out. You're playing a character when you're just going out for the sex. And so when it comes to that, yeah, 100% make the girl feel like you're obsessed with her. That doesn't put her above you, but women like that. Men like that too.
I don't think you should play a character.
If you're just trying to get laid, that's what you're doing anyways.
Um,
And we're all playing characters. It's just, you know, there are ones that do this and ones that do that. Everyone has a character they're playing.
yeah, just being yourself, like, is a character. You can define it that way, but I don't. I think I can get laid without playing a character.
I mean, see, I'd argue that you're playing the character of artist, and then now you can get laid. You are yourself, sure, but there are certain things that you're doing specifically to exude, like to exude certain things, to attract certain things. You want to attract, like, I'm assuming you don't want a girl that is just like at a normal club or bar and like likes things like cars and likes things like flashy things. You don't want that kind of girl. You would want someone who's more artsy, who's more in your vibe. So you're gonna go to these specific things. You're gonna match the character. Like, we're all playing into a character. It can be yourself.
So,
but average people probably that probably works for the average person.
So if you're gonna give general advice, I would say the first thing is to figure out where a specific person should be looking. And I don't think that they should default to a bar or whatever. I think that's actually kind of one of the worst places.
Yeah.
Like, but like, I know, but I'm saying, before telling somebody how to attract a specific type of like woman, like it's way more effective to, like, what type of women are attracted to you. And if it's the case that generally no women are attracted to you, it's not that you aren't a executive type guy with, like, you know, a corporate job and like all that kind of, like, it's not that you aren't that guy. I think it's probably, if literally no women are attracted to you, is probably you need to work on something. Because if women, if just being, or if you are not like repulsive, if you just live a life where you're around women, like, that's step one. Just be around women. I think is number one.
Pretty big step, my boy.
We got to figure for some people. Some men
don't know how to do that.
Some men are very socially isolated, so that is a big step. But that is not the conversation we're having here. Mm-hmm. We're talking about being something, but even more than like making the money, like, heal your relationship with your mother, watch YouTube videos on charisma. I hate that. No, just be. You have to. Don't try to learn how to be someone else. Be yourself. And figure out where you should be going to meet people. And like I said, it could be like a fucking chess club. Last time I got laid in like a one night stand type thing was at a Halloween party with like artists. And it wasn't actually just artists. I don't even think anybody there was an artist. It was just a Halloween party.
Yeah, and so, like, what I would argue is, you keep bringing up like the corporate thing. I think the average guy she was describing, or I think she was describing for the average guy, and I think the average guy doesn't know. The problems they have is they don't know how to dress. They don't they have no drive. You should have some type of drive. You don't need to be a corporate millionaire. You don't need to be a crypto guy. You do need to have like some form of job and like drive for the future and like some type of passion that comes with it. Otherwise, you are just a bum. Right? If you're not doing anything, if you have no, like, okay, so with the artists, the thing that's like admirable about artists, even though they don't have money, is that they have this passion.
I'm Smeth.
That's not what's admirable about you.
I'm not like all artists. I'm not like other artists. Baby.
Yeah, but I'm talking about artists in general, right? Is that they have this passion for their art, and you can see it, and you can see that they're driven. You can see that they have they're motivated to do things. Like, an artist isn't a bum just because they're broke, right? But a person with no passion can't just not have a job. You can't do that. You have to have something where it is like there's a redeemable like feeling to you.
Okay, but the answer isn't just you need to get a job and just try to make as much money as you can or whatever. It's you need to figure, like, that person who, like, you're saying they have no ambition. It's not that you just need to figure yourself out.
Yeah.
So you haven't figured it out yet, and that's okay, but you just need to spend some time. And it doesn't mean you just need to find a passion. It could be your passion is money. It could be that your passion is money, but you need to become mentally healthy so that you can be a passionate person.
Yeah, and I've always made the argument that's easier to be mentally healthy if you have a decent job, because if you're broke, you're like, you have all these stresses that come with like all the other things. So that's kind of what I'm saying. So this starts with
different.
Having a job, which is like, as a guy, that is one of your most attractive qualities, is unfortunately the ability to like get money, because it shows drive, ambition, and passion. It just does. Like, your ability to wake up and like, it shows loyalty. It shows so many things. Your ability to wake up every day, go to work, get some money, and not blow it on like ridiculous things, and like be good with money, is a very attractive quality to women. It just is. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. No, once again, you do not have to be this like corporate crypto, like, oh my God, like a slave nine. You got to be a millionaire. No, you just got to have a job where you're not like needing as long as your needs are met and you have, you know, just a little bit of extra money for your wants, your mental will be good. You'll be able to just like mentally think about other things like passions or hobbies or something like that. But if you're stressed about bills,
you have to have security, you know, and you have to be in a good place. And so, getting a job is part of that. But I don't think that getting a good job, because getting a good job implies like a career, and that implies like a focus. And I think before you just get a career, you need to figure out what you want to do, like where you need to go with your life. Don't just get a career so that you can make money so that you can get the girl. Maybe if you've decided and you feel that money is what is important to you, then that is it, right? But
even if it's not, though, she's in her description, and what you disagreed with was get a job and have plans on making more. Find something where you're making money and have plans on making more. So that might not necessarily be what you described. So what I'm saying is, you don't have to jump into a career right away. Jump into a job, so that now you're not broke. You just have the little bit of security and some money, so that you can relax on your mental. Then you're able to focus on the career, which will inevitably bring you more money. Right? Like, you get this job, you start with baseline.
Not inevitably.
I mean, kind of. If you're working, and you pick something good, chances are you're gonna make some money. You know, chances are you can always make money. Starving artists can get, you know, we can do it too, or you can do it too. I was a massage therapist for 10 years. Like, it's not like I was I wasn't the richest person, but I wasn't the brokest, and it was like a good enough job to where like my bills were paid, and I was all right. Was I ever gonna own a Ferrari? Was I ever gonna buy a 2024 new car? Absolutely not. But I was making enough money to where like I was good, right? Took out a loan. Now I'm working on a food truck.
All right,
and it's just
I have to use the bathroom. Can you? I'm gonna keep listening, but can you continue your story or something?
Yeah.
Wait. This isn't fair. I need to pick a different. I have some music playing, and it just wasn't. I don't want to do this to you. It was a track from Devil May Cry, and it was like dark, and that I don't want to do that to you. I don't want to do you like that. I'm gonna put on like a more like neutral. Here we go. I'll be right back.
All right, cool. Yeah. So typically, in terms of like the job thing, I'm gonna focus on the job and the money thing, and then you guys can relay to him what I said. I don't think that your life goal should be to make money, and I don't think that your life is meant to be dedicated to work. I don't think work should be your biggest passion. I actually hate when people tell me that their passion is their work. I think work is a way to make money, and that's about it. Now, how much money you want and what kind of lifestyle you want to have is completely up to you. So that's why when I say this type of advice works for the averages, because on average, if you get a job that you don't hate, you're making a little bit of money. Now you have less pressure in your head from like the bills. Maybe you like going out to eat sometimes. Maybe you don't have that stress of like your friends asking you to hang out and you can't because you're broke. You have gas in your car, whatever it may. Maybe you're able to afford a car now, whatever it may be. That alleviates X amount of stress from your life, and that alleviates X amount of thoughts, which then leaves your mind open to the possibility of like, hey, so now that I'm like comfortable here, what do I enjoy doing? What do I enjoy? What hobbies do I like? Am I an artist? Do I just like working out? Am I someone who wants to get on YouTube, make videos, stream, whatever it may be? Now you have these hobbies, and that's actually where I think the best place to meet a significant other is, whether it be male or female, right? If you have a hobby, you're gonna go out, you're gonna do these things. There's gonna be other people who have these same hobbies, and now you're commingling, right? So like to Smeth's point, when he said he thinks that the gym is actually a place where you're supposed to hit on people, I agree with that, because the gym is where you're spending like sometimes 1 to 2 hours a day. So that's a lot of time that you're spending a week. If you don't have these,
and plus you're all sweaty and hot, but we don't do it. Exactly. I've been listening.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you too much, okay, but I do disagree with Lab's post, and I think that We're sort of interpreting it very, very differently.
So okay, this is where I think the problem comes in. I think I can easily be perceived as a red pillar because I'm not an artist, right? I'm just a dude.
You're also overly pragmatic, in my opinion, and being overly pragmatic in regards to relationships and dating, to me is to give prescriptive statements to me at all about dating is inevitably crushing to people.
Why?
At least,
like, people need it. They're looking for it. Why? Why do you think it's crushing to people to give the advice?
I think that if the advice is to do specific things, then it, like, you need to figure out what to do. And I think there's a conversation we had about how to figure that out, where to look, what about you do you have to work on, or maybe where you're not looking in the right places.
Why do those things have to be mutually exclusive? Like, why can't you? Okay, so like for example, you're an artist, right? Wouldn't it stand to make sense that you look you look a certain way, smell a certain way, exude certain things, have certain relationships with
the
people?
Certain way is just me, and I'm not. I'm unapologetically gonna be. Hold on. OPC Don, thank you for the $5 a while ago, and thank you for the $2 now. Smeth, why not just be a nice guy and apologize? Because first of all, I have nothing to apologize for, and I'm also not a nice guy.
We're talking about me?
No, me.
No, but is he telling you to apologize to me?
No, it's they're dredging up like drama from like 10
all right.
6 months ago, or 3 months ago.
I was about to say, you don't owe me an apology.
No.
Yeah.
I have worn gym shorts to a first date multiple times and then hooked up immediately after a first date, because I don't want to put on any airs. I just want to be me as I am. I don't want to be hiding anything. I want to be truly me. And doing that has gotten me very far because I am not being fake, and I'm being just like it to a lot of people that really works for them. And literally doing the opposite of advice that you would give me works for me.
Well, you wouldn't come to me for advice, right? So because you're already getting laid.
Right.
So, my advice means nothing to you because you're already confident within yourself.
But if I did need advice, the advice you would have given me would have steered me away from being who I am now. And I would probably be less successful.
We don't know that, right? So
I think I would.
If you needed advice, that means you were never associating with women to begin with, so you wouldn't know that that the gym short thing works for you, correct? So honestly, if you were to come up to me and you're like, "Hey, man, I have a problem with women," blah blah blah, it really wouldn't be that difficult. You're not that ugly of a guy. You probably got a job. It'd be really easy to be like, "Hey, we'd ask what the problem is, but you don't have the problem, so that's where this doesn't work." And if you had problems where you weren't dressing well, where you didn't have your own hobbies and niches, and you weren't confident in yourself to ask out these specific, because I'm sure you select for a certain type of woman. I'm sure you're not just kind of slinging out DMs anywhere. You probably select for a certain type of girl, considering that you're a certain type of guy, and you know this about yourself. Like it's kind of unfair to compare someone who's self-aware to someone who isn't.
Yeah, but you're telling people who aren't self-aware, the solution is to be self-aware. Like, you need to know, you're saying to me that I select for women that I am interested in and might be interested in me. But that's number one step, is to know how to look. And I don't think a lot of that type of advice goes to that. You're not. Let's pretend that you're bad with women, okay? Okay, so let's where should you go? Like, what should you look for? Where should you look? So let's say that you're not meeting any women, you don't talk to women in your daily life. This is the first conversation I would have with anybody. So, what are your hobbies? Like, what do you do? You do not have any hobbies? What do you do when you go home?
Do you want me to play it up for you? I don't have any hobbies.
No,
Kind of just like go home. I watch YouTube. I watch people debate. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter a lot.
Debate. Debate about what?
I mean, honestly, anything. The last debate was.
What gets your gears going, huh?
Conversations. Really.
Conversations.
Yeah.
You ever thought about book club or something? You can have.
I don't like reading too much.
You don't like reading? How about a movie? How about a movie club?
Are there movie clubs?
Yeah.
How many? Like in my local area?
Probably. In fact, it's actually, I think it's actually a lot easier to date the more rural you are. This is really strange, but like if you have a dating app, you can be in a big city, and at least the experience from being a guy is that you will get a lot of women who just go on one date and they're just feeling out because they have tons and tons and tons of men. So they go on one date with a ton of different men. But in a more rural area, it's so much easier to have a serious date where like the person's more invested. So
for sure.
Yeah. It's really weird how that's happening. I don't like that. It's freaking me out. But
I think the problem is you don't like the prescriptions for the people because it's not helping the person become themselves and finding happiness within themselves and accepting themselves. I agree with you there. That's not what the advice is for, though. It's like that's like judging a fish on like their ability to climb a tree. The advice was just made to go out and get laid.
Okay,
it's not made to be a good person, like to be a fulfilled person. None of those things will fulfill you as a person, except for potentially having a relationship with your mother. That potentially is a good thing.
Okay, 3 things if you're gonna add that one. Okay, so fuck. I think that the best way to get laid is also to just find that fulfillment. If you find that, that's going to mean that you are a guy who can get laid.
It could be. And honestly, I agree. The confidence that comes from within of like knowing who you are as a person before. Honestly, the idea that someone's going out to get laid shows me that they're not confident in themselves and they probably aren't going to get laid because their idea is like, how do I get laid? Right?
Yeah.
So like, but that's why for those people, they already don't know themselves and that's all they're looking for. This is a really easy, like, here. Now, for other people, the people that you're trying to reach is probably why something like Twitter exists, right? So you can retweet and then you can garner the attention of the people who you actually need to touch, who actually need to hear that, like, hey, getting laid is probably way easier if you're not trying to get laid. If you're just out having a good time, enjoying what you're doing, you'll probably attract other people. Huh?
You can be trying. I think it's okay
I don't think so. I think honestly, if you're trying to get laid, that works against, because now you're just objectifying the person that's in front of you. So you have to now play this character.
No, like you can be
having a good time.
You can be honest. Like you can go to your movie club and be like, guys, like I joined this. Like I mean, they might kick you out or something.
I was about to say, yeah, you're
like
a big risk.
Hold on, I'm gonna plug this in, and my chat's gonna hear a beep. So wait, that was me. Okay, so you can go there and if you do something like this, you have to own it. So you go there and like, hey guys, I joined this because I'm lonely. I want to meet women. And then like half the women are going to like be like, but like, I don't know. I can get away with that, and I'll be like, I joined this because I wanted to meet women. And I just look at you like, and I think just being honest, like, and being willing to, okay, well, if you don't want me, I will leave.
You think it's easy for like. Okay, so you were just able to do that, and I can say that like I have no problem doing that because I have no problem getting shot down.
Yes,
like,
getting shot. Yes,
I've associated with women. I've had women that are friends. You have women that are friends. This is like what you can't tell that to the average person because the average person is gonna go in way too nervous. They're not gonna have that charm and charisma of like, hey, I'm just trying to meet ladies. How you doing? Like, they're not gonna do that, right? They're gonna go in and be like, I'm lonely, and it's like.
Yeah, but I don't want to tell people how to fake it. I want to tell people how to actually be it.
Yeah, so
what it is different for everybody.
You have two different prescriptions. You and me agree on your prescription of, hey, if you actually want to get laid, the best way of doing it is just be yourself. Find happiness in the things that you enjoy. Other people will probably find the same type of happiness in the things that you enjoy as well. Now you have mutual ground and common ground. It'll probably be way easier to get laid that way than it will ever be to like change how you dress, change how you smell, do all these things. However, if you want like an easy 1, 2, 3, like these are like the steps, yeah, go out, look good, smell good, be a little charming and charismatic, and like just kind of like treat girls like, you know.
Yeah, but
like,
if that's not you, you're faking it, and I'm just saying.
Yeah, you think it's bad to fake it. I think it's fine to fake it.
I think it's bad for you to fake it. It's bad for you.
Yeah.
And it's bad for her. So like you're saying, like the goal is to get laid, but but you're actually not getting what you wanted when you wanted to get laid. Like you want to actually be
affectionate and
you want like the happiness. Yeah. That I think that it's just so superficial, and it's not like you can have one night stands while like being yourself, but like it'll be so much more meaningful like when you do that. Like the lifestyle of lying and kind of just like faking it and acting, it's not yeah.
So this is where I get to be like a little bit of an asshole. A lot of people like themselves is just like non-interesting and kind of boring, and there's not much self to like really exude. So it's like they kind of have to get out.
I actually don't think that. I think everybody's interesting. I just think people are afraid to of whatever is interesting about. Like we're all like, there's nobody that's not weird. It's just that some people are more willing to let you know how weird they are.
Embrace it, right? They're more willing to embrace it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who like fight against their weirdness too. Like they're trying to be normal. And I think they get lost in that thought. They get lost within that. So like they aren't weird. They are well, they're weird because they're not weird type shit. But what I'm saying is like a lot of people don't have personalities. Even if they should, internally they might have this thing that's dying to bust.
Well, if they don't have personalities, then they have to like work on themselves, and because like that, not having a personality, quote unquote, not having a personality. Not if they just want to
get laid.
Not, quote unquote, not having a personality. Like it's not that they don't actually have one, but what you're saying, the description of what you're saying about a person when you say that they don't have a personality, that person needs to focus on themselves and work on it. And it's not like it means that you still have some growing up to do, and it's not like there's something wrong with you. It's almost like a kind of a beautiful thing. But if you tell people to fake it, you're kind of subverting their ability to grow up, and you're kind of squashing that. You're suffocating that.
We're agreeing, but we're just disconnecting on one thing. I wasn't trying to get anybody to be fulfilled or grow up or be a better person. Once again, just specifically, if you want to get laid, these are things to do. If you want to be a better person, me and you agree completely. There are different prescriptions. 1000%, we're in agreement. But if you're just trying to get some, that's why they go to red. That's why people who want to get laid just go to red pill guys.
It's a
because
lie.
Because they're not trying to hear I want to be it is a lie, but like I mean.
It also doesn't even work for everybody to get laid, but it also average. It is. If it could work, which it actually usually doesn't work, then you're telling I just think it's so horrible, and it's so bad for people, and like I said earlier, I do think it can work, but it's just so unhealthy
and
for you and for them. So if we agree with that, then my attitude about it all being horrible and bad advice, like it's bad. I just think it is objectively, from my perspective, I guess that's an oxymoron, but it's just bad advice.
See, once again, I think it's bad advice if you're trying to be a fulfilled person. If you're trying to be why
would you give someone advice like as if they don't want to be a fulfilled person? That seems like charlatan shit.
So, okay, if you want me to be extra fair, if you have no drive and you have no ambition, you have no aim in your life, and you're kind of just like doing nothing, and you're kind of just like an incel at home and whatever it is, like, not for nothing, if you have nothing going for you, these are a good starting block to like maybe finding what you do like. Like, hey, maybe dress a little bit better, go outside, find a smell that you like, shoes. It doesn't have to be a suit and tie. It can be what you like to dress in, but dress better. Like, get nice clothes. Like, once again, it doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be better than like like you can't just go out in pajamas every day. You know, I can't go out in pajamas.
You can.
And you can, but then what are the kind of women that you're selecting for when you're picking? Like you're picking, okay, the girl that's wearing the Cookie Monster pajamas and the hoodie in high school, like you probably didn't want to have sex with her. You know, like
most people that wear pajamas every day are not owning it. This is the thing. People with Crocs are the pajama pants of shoes, except people that wear Crocs don't get this response. Some people are superficially like, oh, fuck Crocs, but people that wear Crocs are owning it. And that's all, that's the difference you have to make. Like that, you can actually just wear pajama pants every day, but you have to own it. You can't be wearing them because you're ashamed and you're ashamed to get dressed and you don't think you deserve it. If you actually are like, I'm wearing pajama pants and like, that's what I want to do. And I'm here and I don't feel like I feel completely I'm here being what I want. I'm what I want to be. This is what I am. If you are that, that gets you really far.
Yeah, that person is the person that's confident in themselves in their pajama pants or in the Crocs or is never asking for advice to get laid. They don't need the advice because they already have the energy.
Okay.
So the person that needs the advice doesn't have the confidence, the charisma, the skill, because they don't have the relationships with the people. So a good baseline for you to get it is probably like, hey, look at the way you're dressing. Maybe you dress better. Then you'll be more confident. You'll be more confident in yourself if you look good, feel good, man. Feel good.
I'm saying the confidence comes first. The however that confidence presents.
I think that's dependent on the person. I don't think the confidence can come first if you don't like the way you look.
If you have to fake it to be confident, then you are never actually confident in yourself. You're confident in a fucking masquerade fake show.
Well, wait. To be fair, like, what if you just don't look good in pajamas? Like, own it or not. What if like listen, pajamas isn't a great look if I'm going out downtown or if I'm walking around the city. Like, it's just not a great look. And you're once again, you're selecting for a certain type of person, which is like a highly minute. Like if I'm attracting a girl in pajama pants when I'm out, it is really like, who did I pick up and where? Like, where did I meet this person? You're not even allowed in most establishments in pajama pants. You get what I'm saying? You don't really have to change who you are that much, but like maybe instead of wearing the dirty t-shirt that you wear every day, wear a nice clean t-shirt. That can be the simple change. Dress better.
You keep trying to flower it up. You keep trying to flower it up, but
because that's how it works in my mind. In my mind, it's not like, oh my God, you now have to go buy an Armani suit. It just means like what you're doing now. Just
you keep trying to flower up like when you're saying you need to change who you are so that you can be confident, and I don't agree. I think that you have to be confident and then you're confident, and if you change who you are to be confident, that means you're not actually confident.
Wait, do you think someone who's like kind of a slob or a slouch is like shouldn't change who they are?
If that's who you are, no, I don't think you should change who you are because you're a slob.
Why? Why shouldn't you be trying to be like
no, I just don't.
Version of yourself?
I don't. So if you're a slob, I don't think you should change who you are. If you're a slob, a slob because you have a mental illness, or if you're a slob because you're like very unhappy, you're depressed, that is something you can work on. That is the important thing to work on. But just being like, but just changing how you dress to solve that, that's not actually tackling like your issues. That's just like, then if you are confident in yourself after that, it's all fake. I have a question in chat from Brittany Simon. What is this conversation about? What age are these averages? What age are these average? Is this just for sex?
So the prescriptions that I'm talking about and that we're disagreeing with are, in my opinion, specifically for sex. And what me and Smeth agree with is in terms of like fulfillment and like potentially finding a relationship. I wouldn't necessarily use those prescriptions to do that. Although I do think baseline, it would help the average person kind of like have a good starting ground. So like, yes, in my opinion, if you are a slob, it's not necessarily the greatest thing about you. I do think you should change that.
Why isn't it? Why can't it be? And Brittany agrees with you that you can't pick up a girl in PJs. Well, you know what? I can pick up a girl in PJs.
No, see, it's not that you're in PJs. It's because you're confident in yourself and you have the ability to exude that.
Yeah,
but the person,
because I own it.
But yeah, so once again, you wouldn't be looking for the advice though. Someone who isn't confident in themselves.
But I am saying no. You keep twisting it. No, I'm saying the advice is to own it, to own who you are, to own whatever shitty thing about you. Don't even hide it. You don't even have whatever is shitty about you. Okay, whatever people don't like about you. Mm-hmm. You should not be afraid of that. You have to own it. And if that thing about you is something that you like is a problem for you, which it very well likely could be a problem for you, then you can work on it. And working on it doesn't mean trying to become some fake other person. It means actually dealing with the issues underlying your problems.
Why does for example cleaning up, or like if you're normally in a dirty t-shirt wearing a cleaner t-shirt, why does that have to be like changing yourself? Why can't it just be changing your appearance?
It could be hygiene.
It's just appearance.
It could be hygiene.
Appearance. It's just appearance.
I don't
like once again, I'm in pajamas right now, but if I wanted to go out and speak to a woman or speak to a lady, I'm not going to go out in pajamas because her perception I don't
agree with the attitude. I don't agree with the attitude that changing your appearance is the best way to attract people. I think
one of the good ways.
I don't think it's a good way. I think it's actually a bad way. I think it's unhealthy. That's why I go on dates wearing fucking gym shorts and t-shirts.
Buddy, no. So like I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but clothes are literally there. It's like you're externalizing your personality. You're telling people, hey, this is the way I dress because this is what I like to do. So when people look at you, they kind of judging who you are as a person. Right.
So why would you do something other than what you actually want to do? Like with that. So like
once again, if the idea is to get laid and you are someone who is a slob, generally speaking, you're not going to be able to just go out and get laid as a slob. You're going to have to improve what you look like, how you smell like, and what you're doing.
You're using clothes to communicate. I agree that you're using clothes to communicate, but if that communication is a lie, like
why is it a lie? Why does it have to be a lie?
If you're actually a slob, then like if you own that, you can get laid by actually being a slob.
Smeth, you said you go out to first dates with gym shorts, right?
Yes.
Is that like what you wear every single day? Is this just like what you wear, gym shorts?
No, I actually dress down on a date. Like I do.
So you're lying.
No, actually, I'm communicating that I'm actively dressing down. Like.
But you're lying. That's not what you dress like, and you're not presenting yourself in
point
like
well taken
every day.
Point well taken.
Right. And like you're doing it to get a point. You're doing it you're doing it to
actually
judge and test that person. You're testing the girl that you're on a date with if she's judging you based on what you have. So it's like
it's true, but actually
you're playing a character. You're being
the point when I was doing that.
The whole spiel.
The point when I was doing that, I did wear gym shorts every day. So
I mean, sure, but the whole point is you were doing it to like shit test somebody and like make sure they pass the test.
The anecdote isn't true. I was not doing something different.
It is.
No, because I actually was wearing gym shorts every day when I did that.
Why are you dressed like nicely now?
Nicely?
I mean, I'm just wearing hat.
I just got a hat.
Your room is set up a certain way. The lighting is good. The camera angle is a certain way. You're presenting. It's like this isn't like if this was just how you were doing. You would just put a bullshit camera in front of your couch. You wouldn't have spent the money to make the camera good quality and get a good mic and do the whole thing. You want to present yourself in a specific way and in a certain way, and it's going to be a better, good way than like just you would do on every day when you aren't.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to date my audience or have like a connection with them. Or fuck them.
You kind of are. You're kind of parasocially trying to build a relationship with your audience.
I want to make content.
I want them to view you.
I want to make content for the people to enjoy, but I don't want to do the. Yeah. I don't want to do the that with streaming that is sort of inevitable. But my goal is to make something for people to watch. My streams have been described as videos. People keep calling them videos, and I take that as a very high compliment.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but even to the person that you're speaking to, right? You're trying to exude a certain type of personality and a certain type of mentality and a certain type of thought. You speak in a certain way, so that like
no. In fact, I feel if I dress up for like, so let's say I dressed up more for this stream, I would feel less confident talking to you because I'm not. I want to just be as I am, and then I'm gonna feel way more comfortable talking to you.
Now, fair. Now, that's because you have confidence within yourself. Now, if I wanted to impress somebody, I would do something different than my normal because I'm trying to be
because impressive. You think that you're not impressive. So the underlying like thing you're saying there is that for
normal isn't impressive. Normal just isn't impressive.
Yeah, well then like work on yourself because there's no reason that you can't be impressive.
I don't think everyone gets the ability to be impressive. I think some people just end up being average. I mean, we kind of see it play out. It's not even, like, up to us.
Average is impressive in some way. Like there's no like it's not that you're gray, it's that you are a mosaic of whites and blacks that when you zoom out looks gray. But you still have like highs and lows in all these different places when you zoom in. And you need to figure out how those correlate, and try to like figure out what the static of you looks like, and not try to mold it into someone who you're not. Just be yourself. Focus on what highs and lows you have.
To be happy and to have a fulfilled life, once again, I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to get laid, you don't got to be yourself. It's kind of like, that might work against you because you're not getting laid already. Once kind of see where I'm going with this, like these people are themselves, and they're like, "Hey, I'm me. And I'm not able to get laid."
But this,
so it's like, what do I do?
But this getting laid thing is to a specific type of like fucking barho.
Yeah. 100%. Yes, it is not for the niche artsy girl. It is not for the girl that you're supposed to marry.
Okay, yeah, but like I could give you the getting laid advice for the niche art girl. I could get you the getting laid advice.
Yeah.
Like I could tell you who to lie and pretend that you are, and then you can fuck anybody. But
that would be amazing for the people who can't get
it's
laid.
no. I think that's not. I think it's bad for those people, and it's bad for the recipient.
Long term.
And
why do you think it's long? Why do you think it's bad? Because the reasons we might think it's bad.
Let me finish my fucking point. So I think that it's bad for you to be pretending to be someone else, and use that to get laid, and it's bad for them because you're lying to them. If you are who you are, then you will be able to get laid with people who like who you are, and you need to be able to like be like a full person to achieve that. And so, like, if you do that, you will be able to get laid.
Okay.
And that it's not at the the advice. You're like, so the general advice is how to like get laid with just like some townie in a bar.
Some girl at Street 6 in Austin, man. Yeah, just like the average girl, just out there. Yeah, how to get laid.
This is Ali, Sociologic Ali.
No.
But townie at a bar might not be your type.
She probably isn't your type. That's not what we're talking
about. Then why would you want to give people advice for that? Okay. It's such a snake oil salesman type thing. You're giving.
Why is it snake oil?
Because people are coming. Because if people are coming to you asking for guidance because they are struggling, and you give them this advice that like they're going to be matching up with people that they don't have this energy with, they're going to be faking it to pretend to be someone else, to have sex with someone who doesn't like who they are, and it's just going to be bad for them, and they're not going to get the thing they actually want out of it.
Probably not get any growth or nothing, right? Like they're not going to get growth from this. Okay. So the reason why you give people this advice is, one, honestly, simply because the people that are asking for it are never going to be introspective enough to realize that if they love themselves, that they will be able to do this. So you're giving advice to people who are shallow enough they're not thinking deeply about themselves. They're shallow. All these guys want is pussy. It's only going to last 5 minutes in their head. They're not even going to try to entertain her. So this isn't great advice for you to be an introspective person, but also, if you're the kind of person who is just trying to get laid but can't, you probably don't realize that the underlying emotion that you're really trying to fulfill isn't your penis hard, I want it soft now. It's you want love and affection and like attention and all of these things. So it's like the person that already is just associating what their wants is with just sex, like they're never going to be deep enough to care. So it's like for them, this advice works. This is how you can get laid. I want people to, have a little bit of joy in their lives when they can get it. And if, they're not going to be introspective and find out like the joy within yourself, then go ahead and try to get laid. Go for it, bud. Like there's no problem there. I think the girls want to get fucked and guys want to fuck. And so here you go. Do it. And for the rest of us who are in our niches, who want to attract our person, who want to meet our community, who want to build like actual connections with people, we're already going to be doing it. We're never
do
going
it
to
by being someone else. So like
do what by being someone else?
Get laid by being someone else. So
if you're just trying to get laid, don't be yourself.
So what if women really like guys that cut off one of their arms, would your advice to be to cut off your arm and then you'll get laid, bro? Or would your advice be, no, you gotta work on yourself so that you can find women who are actually attracted to who you are? Because
60% or more of women were attracted to that, like actually, yeah, that would be my advice. Like, go
okay, then that is the difference between us.
Mm-hmm. Why?
I would absolutely not give that advice. That sounds horrific. I think if anybody that anybody that got that advice from me, I would be like responsible for like destroying their life.
I'm just playing in the hypothetical. I don't think you'd be destroying their life because they would, if they would be able to attract the women they want, the women would be attracted.
They'd have
to
one
them.
arm.
I mean, so what do you need more than one arm for? She has 2. Now you have 3 arms. There you go. You're a couple with 3 arms.
I can't believe you're biting this bullet this hard. I cannot believe. I feel like I'm taking advantage of you because that's so stupid.
No, I actually no. So I don't really see it as biting a bullet. In a hypothetical world where 60% of women are actually attracted to this thing and they're not going to date the people or be with the people who aren't, yeah, that would make sense to me. That you chop your arm off.
If you want to fuck so much that you're willing to chop your arm off, you've got a bigger issue than getting laid.
Yeah, you probably have no idea who you are, and you're not confident in yourself as a person, right?
Yeah, you have some serious issues. Like,
agreed.
Yeah, so to tell somebody to chop their arm off and how to chop their arm off is the worst thing you could possibly do for them.
I mean, once again, like in a world where this is the thing that is attractive to that person, and you aren't gonna work.
But there are women that are in this world. There's so that's only 60% of women. There's still 40% of women that are into guys with 2 arms, and it's just that you need to figure out where you fit and figure out yourself and become.
Yeah. And for those women, the men exist for them. It's just like, once again,
yeah. So like if you have 2 arms, then you shouldn't want to fuck these women that want you to fucking cut your arm off for them.
Can't help what you're attracted to.
So yeah, but that's like basically like a BDSM thing. You're attracted to women that want to hurt you, that hate you.
Yeah, that might be your kink. Yeah.
It's women that hate you.
That can be your kink. Yes, there are.
I don't even think that's even that's not even.
There's dominatrixes and pay pigs.
That's not even a fetish. It's not even a fetish. It's a paraphilia. So if it's literally women who actually hate you, like there's a difference between BDSM where it's a performance. But I think that if it's actually you actually want your partner to actually hate you, I think you're definitely at the point of paraphilia. And I do think that financial domination, it depends on how much you're spending and shit. But I think for the vast majority of people that are into that, it is a paraphilia and they're absolutely self-harming and it's like way over the top.
Yeah, but does that mean that they shouldn't be able to do it? If that's
yes,
what
if it's the point where it's like extreme self-harm, like yeah, that I think that there's ethical obligation on the part of the dominatrix or whatever, the FinDom, to not be like exploiting people's like mental illness like dilemma and helping them self-harm and destroying their lives. Like if you make $100,000 a year and in like 2 days you give a FinDom $100,000, that should not happen.
How do you prevent that person from giving that money away?
You could make.
What if he just like gives it to charity?
You could regulate like
how much money someone gives away of theirs.
No, you could have you could legalize sex work so that you could regulate it and have ethical standards for practicing it.
The standard can exist. That guy can still give all his money away if he has that. If he has that desire, he can do whatever he wants. It's like, there's no actual like he's hurting himself, sure, but there's
if you have a therapist, you cannot give your therapist $100,000. It's unethical. And similarly, if we made sex work legal, I think there should be ethical standards similar to a therapist where you cannot give your sex worker $100,000.
I think therapists just stop working under the guise of like therapy and 100% charge $100,000 hour sessions. Like celebrities and probably have really expensive therapists.
That's just a way to wiggle out of what I was saying. Like that would be that's actually not the case. It's actually more like $300 an hour. There's like $100,000 an hour. Like if you are actually a therapist charging that, like there's no way that Board of Ethics would not turn and be like, what the fuck is going on?
You know, like like CEOs and all them like pay numerologists and things, right? Like there's you cannot tell someone how to spend their money and how much something costs. Like I am allowed.
You can tell somebody.
$1 million
You can tell a therapist that they are not allowed to accept $100,000 gift. They're not allowed to accept any gift from their client.
Wait! It's not a gift. This is my therapy hour costs $100,000. I'm well within my rights to tell that it's well within their rights to pay for it.
But that was your way to wiggle out of. So I was referring to a gift, and then you said, but what if they just change their price to $100,000 to meet the demands?
Why can't a therapist take a gift from a client?
Because it's absolutely unethical, and they will lose their license. They will lose their license. They will not be able to be. It is.
I don't think that's true.
It is true.
I've never looked it up. I feel like looking it up. I'll take your word for it. Gift, whatever. But we were talking about payment, right? We were talking about like payment.
I consider FinDom more of a gift than a payment.
Oh well, I mean,
because if it's a payment, she's just you're just paying them to be like a dominatrix. So the FinDom is you give them giving them money is the thing that makes you come. So it's not like a payment. It is as far as you're paying for a specific service. You're paying because the act of paying makes you hard.
Yeah, but it's still paying, right? Like even if it makes your dick hard, you're still giving someone money for like a product, which is like your dick getting hard.
Yeah, but it's like it's paying, and it's like paying in the way of giving a gift is paying. You can give as much as you want at any point, and it's not for an exchange of a specific thing. It's just that you like giving it, and when you like giving it, that's a fucking gift.
So then, like, what would be the difference between a femdom taking $100,000 and like a charity taking the $100,000? It's a gift that's given. It gets a person hard both ways, but in one regard, it's one person. In one regard, it's a charity. What's the difference, really, ethically or morally?
Because I believe that if we were going to legalize sex work, then there were going to have to be ethical standards that the sex workers are going to have to abide by, and one of them is not to accept $100,000 from your fucking client. Especially if they're only making $100,000 a year. It's insane. If sex work was legal and we allowed that to happen, that would be like if we have sex work legal, there absolutely has to be a board of ethics.
I mean, I agree that it's insane, but like people do insane things every day, and it's like the insanity to me doesn't it doesn't make it so that it's like you shouldn't.
Do you think it's ethical?
To take the money, no. To give the money, for yourself, probably not.
Well, it's not. No, it's unethical to take it. To give it, it's just self-harm.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's what I'm saying is you're never really going to be able to prevent these things from like happening. So like them existing is just existing. I kind of just accept it for what it is. I'm not a pay pig, so it doesn't affect me. Type shit. So I don't really care if you make $100,000 and you want to give it to someone. I don't care.
I care about pay pigs.
Yeah, that's you. You know.
I care about pay pigs, and I care about guys that can't get laid, and I don't want to just tell them, just be like Ali, and then you'll get laid, and that might work. It might work.
On average, yeah, probably. Average, probably, yeah.
Hold on. I would give that. I would really quick. I would give that advice to somebody who already has a healthy relationship and like they're in like a poly whatever, and they're like I don't know how to get laid, but they already have healthy relationships, and they're like
they'd never come to you for advice. I was like
no, I'm saying that they can't get laid though.
If you're poly, how are you poly and can't get laid?
Then they would need. I'm saying that person is the person who literally would need that advice.
That person would never. If you already know you're poly, you've done it. I feel like how do you know you're poly and not?
Well, then I guess just know that you're poly. I'm saying this person is able to establish long, fulfilling relationships, but they can't get laid. They can't have one night stands, and so then I would give them that advice. But if somebody is not able to have like fulfilling relationships and they just want to get laid, that's horrible advice, because I think that you it's like this person doesn't understand what they're going into, and you're giving them a recipe for failure and like establishing like a path towards a horrible future.
See, I think it's a path that like most people go through. Right, most people hit that like high school, college phase, and they're figuring out different personalities. They're trying to figure out who they are, right? And in trying to figure out who you are, you're like, well, I'm a guy. What do girls like? Girls like this. Maybe I do this, and then you do that, and maybe you don't like it. And that's the beginning of the process of figuring out who you are and what you like and the types of people that you like in the community you need to find. But
those kids are not being told like that they have to do like all this like pickup artist bullshit, and they have to get a
What?
job. They have to get a job and like make money, and they have to be
didn't have,
ambitious.
like,
They're just fucking 20 teenagers
literally-
fucking around.
No, that is. I mean, okay, maybe I'm gonna be like little anecdotal, but I feel like that is like the premise of every single like movie coming out of the 90s and early 2000s, like the American Pie types, which is like, how do I get laid? The holy book of this, be this cool guy. You have to be like the Ryan Reynolds, Van Wilder type, and that's like that's the archetype most guys typically followed when
the Van Wilder type doesn't have to have a job.
He doesn't have to have it, but he has to be really resourceful, right? Like he threw all these insane parties at his own apartment. He had his own apartment. He was throwing insane.
You just
parties
have to.
He knew
It's just so.
in town.
It's such an insane, retarded standard. Like literally, nobody can be Van Wilder. It's just like it's a fucking fairy tale type, like myth type person. So what you're telling people is to make women think that you're Van Wilder, who's a person you could never actually be.
I think that's the route most people, most men, especially young men, especially when you're in your like in the ages between like 15 and like 25, you're like, you don't know who the fuck you are.
I just disagree. I think women are gonna want to fuck you regardless of your Van Wilder, if you're Van Wilder or not.
They will. Yeah, 100% they will.
And so you gotta be able to. So the advice I would give them is how to know that, and how to have a healthy like way to like be like, okay, actually I'm like I'm in, you know, like be able to fucking see it. That's what I would tell them. I wouldn't tell them to start acting like Van Wilder so that when the woman gives them the signal, then they can actually feel like they deserved it. No, you actually did deserve it because she actually was into you, and you can't have sex because you're a teenager.
So I can, from talking to you and from my friends, like my friends specifically, I grew up, I was a little bit more introspective growing up. I thought more about myself. I looked inwards a lot. I had deeper conversations with my friends. Would you say that the average boy between like 15 to 25 is like introspective at all, or they're having any form of deep relationship or conversations, or are they just kind of like dumb jockey boys that are just trying to figure out where their fucking point in life is, and like they just want pussy?
I think teenagers are different mentally than adults.
18 to 20. That's why I said 15 to 25 is like that. I feel like that's like
15 to 25. That's a good. Yeah.
That's where you set in who you are. By 25,
but those are very strong developmental years, though.
Yeah. And I think through the developmental years, you're trying to figure out who you are, and you don't know who you are. So what you're trying to do is, especially as a boy, you're like, I want girls to like me. This is what you're thinking initially, right? So I think what the average person does is they look at the most popular male figure at the time. And like when I was growing up, like on TV, it was like the Van Wilder types.
I don't think that you should base your personality off of what girls want you to be.
Oh, I think a lot of guys do.
I know they do, but I don't think they should. I think it's horrible advice. It's horrible advice to tell them to do that.
Which is like fine, but you won't even listen to that advice until you're older. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like you kind of don't.
I have different advice. I'm saying that you don't actually have to do that. You don't have to fucking give up on yourself. You actually can be yourself and still get laid.
No guy at like 15 is gonna listen like, yo, just be yourself, man.
No,
like,
I'm not, because just be yourself is literally
cliche, you know?
It's there's nothing to it, but because the reason that be yourself is not good advice is because for everybody it's gonna be different. But if you had a specific 15-year-old in front of you, that be yourself is gonna be now like a long conversation that you could have with them, and so that's totally different. It's not just be yourself. It's like, this is how let's figure out who you are and like focus on that. Focus on actually being yourself. How do you do that?
Agreed. We agree with the individual person.
But you're dismissing my point. My point is that to just tell them to be Van Wilder is like bad for them. The 15-year-old who you tell to be Van Wilder is bad for them. The person who can't get laid, I do. Because
I think we do that subconsciously anyways. We grow up when we look up to like male role models, right? Which is why you have like a lot of like 15-year-old punks or like people who want to be rappers, or you look up to your favorite YouTuber. You're doing this already.
Yeah, we're telling 15-year-old boys that what they have to do is be Van Wilder to get laid, and that's first of all it's false. First of all, it's false and it sucks and it's bad for them.
Okay. We can look at this in hindsight as like 30. How old are you?
30.
I'm 32 in February.
I'm 30.
Okay, so we can look at this with hindsight, right? And be like, yeah, dude, that was so... I can look at myself and be like, yo, I tried to be like Ryan Reynolds growing up. That's really, really dumb, right? I can look at that now.
Sure.
But like but you're not. I was never. Even me now, I would never be able to convince my 15-year-old self that isn't the way.
But the point
right?
I'm making is not that they do it on. They don't actually just do that. The point I'm making is that the advice that you should give somebody, 15 to 25, these people who want to have sex, the advice that you should give them is not. Be like Van Wilder, bro. No. If you actually want to give good advice, that's fucking wrong. That's what they're going to do on their own. And if they can't get laid already, they've already probably tried that and they can't do it.
So the people that are asking have not tried that. That's what I'm saying. So the people that are doing it on their own.
Just be Van Wilder, bro.
Okay, so like if you have a group of people, you're talking to the internet here, right? You give them a prescription of a type of an archetype of male that the general populace enjoys. So the archetype of male that the general populace enjoys is someone who dresses well, has a decent job, smells good, good relationship.
Yeah, I disagree with that being a good thing to do.
I mean, well, why? There needs to be a standard that people need to be able to fit to see if they even like or don't like the standards. Like, what if someone fits the mold and they end up realizing, oh my god, my life is better because of this. I do feel better. I am happier.
You feel better about yourself, and your life is better because you became someone who people told you had to become.
I mean, or like maybe you were a lost person and you needed the advice from those people. Like, not everyone is as certain in themselves as, like, maybe me and you were. Like, you understand this, right? Like, some people will never be able to... Like, there are 40-year-olds who don't know themselves. And it's just, like, a sad thing, but it's, like...
But I wouldn't tell that 40-year-old to be Van Wilder. Or be, like, but whatever specific list of things.
I'd give them an archetype. If they don't know what to do and they're just walking around lost, here's an archetype.
No, that sucks. No.
Why does it suck? They already
because they don't suck.
Well, it sucks. They don't. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but they don't suck, but they suck because they don't know they don't suck.
Yeah. Okay.
Because when you tell them to be that Van Wilder or whatever the fuck, then it's like give up on yourself.
I mean, they kind of already have. There's no.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why, like, so they've already given up on themselves, and you're giving them this tasty treat because it's the perfect. They already have given up on themselves, so it's so easy. But no, like that's the wrong thing. They've already. Also, like I'm saying, those people are probably the least likely people to benefit from that advice because they already. If you've already given up on yourself, telling somebody to be someone else.
Then you're a whole new person. You can love that person.
Oh, how I never thought of that before. People who've given up on themselves already have thought about being someone else.
Yeah, they probably
and they've already failed at it. And you're just trying to help them do it better. But that's the thing that's causing the problem in the first place. The fact that they've given up on themselves.
Once again,
the sweatpants guy has given up on himself. When I wear sweatpants in public, it's not because I've given up on myself. It's because for when I do that, it means the opposite.
You just said it. The sweatpants guy has given up on himself.
Yes.
You didn't because you're confident within yourself. But the perception, but regardless of but the perception is that the person in the sweatpants is giving up on themselves. So for someone who likes sweatpants and they can't get laid and they're going out and they're like, yo, women just won't talk to me. I talk to them. They keep walking away. It's like, yo, fam, maybe it's because like you're wearing sweatpants outside. The perception of men wearing sweatpants.
No. It's not because it's not because they're wearing sweatpants. I'm saying you keep flipping it back. It's not that they haven't given up on themselves because they're wearing sweatpants. They're wearing sweatpants because they've given up on themselves. And I can get away with wearing sweatpants and still like attracting women because I haven't given up on myself. And it's not the sweatpants that tell people that. It's the sweatpants. The sweatpants are like a fucking like a really great fucking. If you want to talk like strictly what's going on, like it's a really great like red herring, like, oh shit, you're wearing sweatpants. You must say, oh shit, this guy seems confident. That's actually really like a powerful thing. Like it's not the sweatpants. It's the fact that they've given up on themselves. And to tell somebody to be somebody else when they've already given up on themselves is the opposite of the advice that they need.
Okay. So what if I really like wearing sweatpants? Because it just works in the certain extent. So if I like really like wearing sweatpants, but I'm also like buying sweatpants from the dollar store. The dollar store by me sells sweatpants, and these aren't nice sweatpants. As confident as I am, someone is going to be judging me on these sweatpants. Like I haven't given up on myself, but I'm out in the world and I'm wearing these dollar store sweatpants. And then someone comes up to me and they're like, "Hey, so you're trying to talk to that girl?" your sweats, they ain't the nicest. Upgrade the pair. And so, like, you're saying that's bad advice because
yes, because that person that judges you because you're wearing sweatpants, if you actually love sweatpants and you want to hide that for them because you know that they'll hate that about you, so you have to pretend that you're somebody who doesn't love sweatpants and you're fucking somebody who actually hates you. Your sweatpants are your fucking soul, and you're fucking somebody that literally hates you down to your fucking core, and you need to hide who you are just so you can fuck this person. You shouldn't be fucking somebody if you love sweatpants that much. You shouldn't even fuck somebody who doesn't love sweatpants. You should fuck someone who loves them.
So what happens if the type of person you end up selecting for while wearing sweatpants is not a type of person that you're attracted to? Right? She loves you in your sweatpants. You love wearing your sweatpants, but you don't like her. What's that? Then where's the problem? Then there's a huge disconnect, right?
I think it's perfectly fine to have these conversations about. So I have a friend of mine. He's also addicted to opiates. He's got a lot of issues, and in a big central thing of his issues is talking. He won't ever shut up about women, and he's attracted to. I'm like we're disagreeing at this point, but I'm sure if he was to talk to you, you would agree with me. The type of women he's attracted to are the absolute worst type of woman for what he wants, because he wants to like settle down and shit, and he cares about all this superficial shit. He bought like a fucking like. He spent all his money on like a fucking really fancy car with the doors that go up and shit.
Oh, the Tesla.
Yeah, and so he's just attracting these very superficial like girls with like the super, and he's attracted to the girls with the fucking 3-inch nails and and like the fucking like big extensions and like in the I'm sure he would be attracted to fucking BBL like shit.
Mm-hmm. He likes Miami girls.
Yeah, exactly. He likes Miami girls, but he wants to settle down. He wants a woman that's gonna love him, and he's trying to attract them by getting a fucking Fiat or whatever the fuck it is. Like, no, so my advice to him is you're focusing on the wrong place. I know you're attracted to these women, but these women are gonna hurt you. That attraction is the thing that's gonna hurt you. You need to work on why is it that you're attracted to these women who you're not going to be fulfilled. If there's a discrepancy between what you're attracted to and what's going to like be good for you, like you can settle for like, oh, I'm attracted to this even though I know it's not healthy for me, but at some point if that gap is too big, you have to work on that.
Yeah, so I think okay, watch, perfect. So he's attracted to like the BBL Miami types.
Yeah.
Bet down. So he had a Tesla, he did the whole thing, he was living this life. Then you're telling me he switched up and got like a little Fiat, which is like definitely a Miami girl is not attracted to a Fiat.
I don't know what a Fiat, like I don't know what these cars are. I don't know what kind of car he got.
Does he still have the car with the doors up?
Yeah, he got the car with the doors up.
Oh, okay. So wait. So
I thought a Fiat was a sports car. I don't know anything about cars.
Yeah, it's like a smart car. The little like the little.
Whatever. Okay. Yeah, it's just like a sports car. It's like got glowy shit,
So I mean, if he wants to settle down and he's attracted to like the wrong type of women to settle down, then I mean, like, yeah, I would tell him that his selection type is horrible, but like work on that, yeah, for sure. But once again, that isn't a problem with getting laid. That it's a problem with your attraction type. That's wholly different. Because I used to have the same problem, which was like I was really attracted to like the Instagram, like the fake, and like I realized it was like, well, I'm following a bunch of these girls online. Whether it be Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, I'm following these girls. I'm looking at them all the time. Obviously, I'm going to remain attracted to them if they're on my feed, constantly reinforcing this attraction that I have to them. So I have to unfollow them. After unfollowing them and kind of like staying away from that, I realized like, oh, like, yeah, that's hot, but I'm not attracted to it anymore. Like, it's not something I want or seek out anymore. Whereas like in the past, yeah, 100% I was. But that was like I was reinforcing my own like bias with that.
Okay, I just don't like advice about getting laid.
Well, if we're gonna be completely fair, neither do I. But like if you're gonna give advice about getting laid, that was really good advice. I think the problem with the advice about getting laid is it doesn't tackle the actual underlying issue of like why you want to get laid. But I don't think those people want to tackle that issue anyways. Like they don't want to have that conversation. And I'd like, so it's like, you're just there's a bunch of like femcells and incels. I'm like, you guys should at least.
I also specifically don't like that the advice for getting laid is basically Miami girl type advice. And
oh yeah,
and
well, those are the girls that are, you know.
So first of all, a lot of guys might not even be attracted to that type of girl, but but also, like, I think a lot of these guys honestly probably want a fucking tomboy. Every fucking guy wants a tomboy. Like, they don't exist anymore, and yeah, like that's what everybody wants.
I might not disagree with you on that.
Yeah,
I might not.
But if you want a tomboy, you gotta be an artist.
They do like the whole artist thing. It's there's something to it. If do bisexual women like you?
Oh yeah, and also lesbians. I've gotten a lot of like, oh, I thought I was a lesbian, but not anymore. Like, you know.
Okay, so like actual advice. Okay, so actual advice for the world. Like, this is my actual prescription for the world, not just like some Twitter little BS argument. Actual prescription for the world is you really don't want to just get laid. You have an underlying desire for like connection, affection, and emotions. Like you want to be cuddled up with somebody. That is underlying what you want. You're searching for a connection with somebody, and one of the easiest forms of connection is sex. Like you have the sex, you're gonna feel instant connection. You're gonna feel instant like.
But that advice doesn't take away the want, though. They still want it.
So okay, if you want real advice, the first thing you need to figure out is like, one, who the fuck you are as a person, right? You need to figure out who you are and what you like. Because if you're out there and you're attracted to things that you don't actually like, you're attracted to women that you actually internally hate, that's never going to work out to your benefit. You're going to be a very unhappy person, whether or not you're getting laid. So you have to figure out what you like. Two, for the love of God, get a hobby and find some interests, right? Your interests cannot be sitting in a room watching TV or watching your computer. You have to get out and do something that is...
it could be even... But the easiest interest, movies. Movies. There are movie clubs. You can go and you can talk to girls who like cinema shit. That's easy. Just
something, at least something where you can progress through it. There's you feel accomplished by the end of what you just did. So if you're doing a movie and you're reviewing and you're talking to your friends, like, these are hobbies, but you need to have hobbies. And honestly, I recommend multiple hobbies. Within these hobbies, guess what, guys? Girls also have hobbies. They might have the same hobbies as you. Now you guys have common ground. Find female friends, find women, and befriend women. The easiest way to have sex is to have a bunch of people around you, because the bunch of women around you, because the statistics numbers are there, right? If you have female friends that introduce you to other women, right? They might give you proper good advice, like, hey, you're really like you like your sweatpants. Maybe they'll tell you, hey, you can wear sweatpants, just not the dirty ones, but you still can wear sweatpants.
They can be like, I like it when you piss yourself in your sweatpants.
Yeah, they can tell you these things, but it's really just, at the end of the day, just be kind, have fun, enjoy the things within your own life. Make sure you're finding joy within hobbies, and then you'll eventually just meet the people that you need to meet. But if you just want to get laid, go to a bar, put on a nice like polo and slacks, go downtown, like be charming. The best pickup line on earth is "Hi, my name is." That is the greatest pickup line.
But I don't think that advice, so I agree with that, but I also don't think that type of advice works for the 30-year-old who, because he's heard it.
Oh, well, we're not talking yet. 30-year-old you need to grow the fuck up, pal. You can't be trying to just get laid. Stop trying to get laid.
No. Hold on. Let's say that a 30-year-old, he never had that. He never had that, and he wants that because he never went through that. The advice that he needs, because he's heard that, and he isn't able to do it. Maybe he's like genuinely, maybe he's like very autistic or something, and that, like, there's just not understanding the social aspect of it. Dude, the autistic guy, like, you just need to fucking go to a fucking furry convention. You'll get laid. You know what I mean? I'm not even kidding.
Conventions for sure, probably.
Yeah, anime convention, whatever the fuck convention.
Yeah. Conventions are probably the actual easiest way to really like meet someone and get laid. If you want to be like, really, just go find a convention that you like, go riz up the girl that's there. You'll do it. There we go. But that's general advice for everybody. Go to a convention. So okay. So we tackled that. You still think I'm a misogynist? Or red-pilled, for that matter.
No, not based on this conversation, but I still remember feeling that way about you, and it hasn't gone away. So there's a version of you in my mind that is, but not the one I'm talking to right now. But I'm sure if we had a different conversation, I would.
That version of me exists in a lot of people's minds because sometimes I have to flesh out my actual opinions and people instead of just people hearing them. Because you just assumed I think women are frail, but in war they are.
No, okay. First of all, the big part of that argument that just you and Lav were not accepting, which is a fucking fact. Okay, this just makes it so the whole argument doesn't work anymore. Okay, 95% of military positions are not combat. So,
yeah.
like they can be in a factory in the United States, So that there's no reason to not have women do that.
That's not a draft thing. Like they would have done that anyways. Was my argument.
No. It's a draft. Like they're literally in the military.
Why? Why? When we had World War whatever, didn't women just go work in the factories?
Yeah, but they're not working in the factories for the military. They're working in the factories for the whatever.
Oh, I mean, I don't give a fuck. That's not that's not what people hear when they hear draft. You know that. You have to understand when people hear draft.
No,
they mean
my position was that we don't I wouldn't send women to the front lines because they're just they're just not the best option for that. They're physically weaker.
If they get to stay here and they get to work on the factory shit, I mean, sure. I just don't know if that's
either stay here or go wherever. Not to the front.
Nope, yeah. They're not allowed to leave. Nope. You keep them the fuck here. They're not allowed to go nowhere.
I don't agree.
This is the idea. We were doing great. I want to keep agreeing.
I don't want to. I like disagreeing, and I think that you're a good guy to disagree with because you're just you're able to argue about shit. Like some people.
Yeah, I'm not offended by the shit. Should I say? And I actually enjoy having these types of conversations.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to me.
Let's have it another time. But I'm starting to get tired. I did stream for an hour before I started talking to you too.
All right, hell yeah, man. Follow me back on Twitter. We'll get into more beef, I'm sure.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, brother, man. You have a wonderful night, man.
You too. Okay. I need to, next time I do a solo stream, have more ready. I spent so much time on dumb shit, getting like my music ready and dumb shit, and I need to just fucking spend more time figuring out what I'm going to talk about, because I don't want to end up having to fucking talk to fucking people that want to goad me into some drama. That's not a good idea. That's a bad idea. Someone in my chat, in Kick chat, just said, his name is XXXTentacion699, said, Boar, you listen to X? I do. I like X. I like XXXTentacion. I like his early stuff. But until next time that I stream, I probably won't listen to him a single time. Go listen to Denzel Curry, Space Ghost Pussy featuring X. Oh, there you go. You've got your advertisement. But I mean, I'll check it out. This is a nice song. Thank you. I didn't make it. It's Garbage Day from Lisa the Painful OST. Thanks, Jim. Okay. Have a good night. I'll stream again soon. I'll talk to you later. Bye.